I'm Birk Thomassen, and I am a visual artist who works primarily with photography.
Okay. And you participated in this project travel exchange.
Yes.
And when was this?
This was in May, I think like mid-May.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're trying to like redo the video diary moment now. But maybe it's also nice that you had some months to sort of contemplate. So do you want to just tell shortly about the experience of going there?
Yes. Well, it has been a while because now it's November, and I didn't do a video diary. I took some photos while I was there, like sort of diary thing as well.
Which are beautiful. Thanks.
Thank you. I just bought a small digital camera so I could remember the experience. Yeah, and I got there, I think I got there the day before the program started in the evening, and I'd just been a couple of days in Madrid before that, which I found very noisy and very dirty. So it was very refreshing to get to Lugo, which is like a beautiful, clean mountain town. The air was very clean there, and it was very green compared to Madrid. So it was a beautiful and very needed place for me to arrive at that time. It was really good to get there.
Nice.
And I was there, I think, it was like over the weekend. And then the first day, the first program was very intense. I showed up for breakfast and was briefed a little bit, mostly in Spanish.
How's your Spanish?
It's very bad, non-existent actually. And I was very surprised when I got to Spain that not a lot of people apparently speak English. But some of the organizers spoke some English and explained to me what's going to happen. And there were also a few of the founders, I think, of the Ulysses Artist Exchange Program who were both Irish. So I could talk to them and they explained to me, like, here's what's going to happen. And then I was given a little pamphlet with the program for the following days.
Yes.
And yeah, we just pretty much went into it head on. I think the first thing we did was a food market where there were some local musicians who performed some traditional music that would be played at food markets. The focus of the event was food and rituals around food. And of course it was heavily focused on literature as well.
Yeah.
But because it was in Spanish, I didn't get that much of the literature, but I could understand at least like the dining and the eating and meeting people around a meal and those kind of rituals. Yeah, that was the most interesting part for me, for sure.
Yeah, the more central approach that you don't need to speak Spanish for.
Exactly, and I also didn't know what to expect at all when I got there, so I had no idea that we were going to have lunch and dinner together every day, or all the people who participated in the event.
How was that?
It was really good.
Yeah.
And I was very confused at first, like, what are we going to do now? Do we have a lunch break? No, we're going to eat at this, I think it was some Michelin restaurant, actually. Got some very, very good food. And that was also one of the times where there was a reading that had been translated into English as well. So I actually understood what was being said. And it was a very interesting format as well. And that's what I remember most about the whole experience, that before each meal, they had a local poet do a reading in the form of a toast. So they had someone write a poem, but in the form of like a toast before dinner or before a meal. I thought that was really interesting. And they made sure to translate it so I could understand as well.
Nice. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And there was a lot of drinking, a lot of local dishes. I had a lot of octopus, for instance, which I'd never tried before, and it was surprisingly good.
And also in the mountains, which is slightly surprising.
Yes, I think it's because I'm Danish. I was like, but the sea is like nowhere near here. It's quite far away. Like, oh yeah, it's only 100 kilometers away, which for a Danish person is quite far away.
Yeah.
But it's apparently a thing that they eat a lot of seafood. And it was quite interesting for me to try. Yes.
So all in all, a pretty intense weekend with a lot of reading body languages and getting toasts translated.
Yes. Some of the stuff, there was also a dance performance. It was like a combined reading / dance performance that I could understand the mood of it, but not what people were saying.
No, what
And we
did you
went to,
take from the mood?
it was in this very beautiful location, some old building. I don't remember what it was used for, maybe an old hotel or something. Some of my pictures I took from that building as well. Really beautiful. It was more like the sort of vibe of the space. And it smelled very intensely. When I was there, the elderflowers were in bloom. And they had decorated the whole room with elderflowers. It smelled very intensely of flowers in there. So I remember that, and then I remember the dance as a sort of like intense aesthetic experience.
Yeah.
And very visual, which was nice for me to have that, because that's sort of what I connect to.
Yeah, of course. Was it the visual just because it was an opportunity for your body to be amongst moving bodies, or did they do something extra to it, enhance?
No, it was just I was just like in the audience, a spectator. But it was just it was a beautiful space, and it was like just a visual experience, and or in a way like an aesthetic experience that was easier for me to appreciate, because there was dancing and smells and stuff, whereas at some of the readings it was just a person reading, and then I couldn't really connect to it.
No. Okay, it sounds like quite a meditative experience somehow.
In some of it was,
chaotic, but meditative,
we did a lot of walking, and a lot of, like I said, like the first day was maybe like almost 16 hours. I went there in the morning and I was home after midnight. And then the next day was pretty busy as well. But by then I had learned that I didn't have to attend all the readings. I could just go to some of them.
Nice.
But yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think, and then after the weekend you went back to Denmark, or you traveled down in Spain?
On the last day there, I took some time for myself to walk around and explore the town as well, because I didn't actually have time for that before. We'd just been walking around in the group. So I took some time there's a beautiful river where I took a walk, took a few pictures, and just walked around the city as well. There's a wall surrounding the city, like a medieval wall that you can walk on. Took a walk there, just so I felt like I could say that I'd seen the town and done some exploring. And then I left the next day for Madrid again.
Yeah. Okay, Birk, thank you so much for the interview.
Thank you. Thank you for helping me.
Of course.